Hi everyone, today we're going to look at Mercury Retrograde that is going in retrograde on the 21st of April, just making sure I've got that, until the 14th of May. And so I wanted to do a little bit on how this may affect your sign, but let's have an intro into Mercury Retrograde. Now, it's already in its pre-shadow phase, and then it will go into retrograde on the 21st until the May 14th, and then from May 14th until the end of May it's in post shadow. So we kind of have a month and 10 days, a little bit less than 10 days in Mercury retrograde. It's also eclipse season, so it's about a bit of a double whammy, but it doesn't have to be bad, right? Eclipse season, because we've got the eclipse on the 21st, with Mercury retrograde in Taurus, all right, a very stable sign, wants you to stick with the changes that we've been trying to make, okay? But what's interesting with this is that since Taurus is a fixed sign, you may find yourself wanting to resist change. Taurus can be a bit stubborn as well, and or it can make you not want to take action on this new path that you're being led down. But since Uranus is also in Taurus, it's going to be a bit of a mix, isn't it? And it's going to be inevitable that you kind of pushed in that direction. Now, before I get into the signs, I just want to dive in a little bit deeper, because when we think of Mercury retrograde, we think of, okay, things are going to go wrong, and there can be glitches, like we know there can be glitches in things that you're communicating, but Mercury retrograde goes retrograde about 3-4 times a year, and sometime, I think last year we had it for quite some time, and we had Mars in Gemini, so during one of the retrogrades. But overall, during Mercury retrograde, it's common to experience like delays, miscommunications, like I said, glitches in technology, but contrary to the popular belief, it does not mean that everything is doomed to fail, or that we're in a, whatever we're trying to do is going to fail, all right? It can be a time for great productivity, creativity, and growth, This video is actually to support you to know a little bit about it, but also you might even tune in and be like, I know this, but you might take a different perspective. So that's really my key thing on this. It's a time to really examine your past experience, your relationships, your decisions, to best understand you and your path. I always take it as reflect, revisit, and what's the other one I like to say? Reflect, revisit, there is reevaluate, but there's another word that I also use. So as you can see, it's about redoing, reevaluating, reflection, and revisiting things where you feel need to. It doesn't mean if you don't feel called to, that you go into actually, okay, I must have done a mistake somewhere, I need to reevaluate. No, but you might want to just take some time to reflect, okay? One of the key lessons with Mercury retrograde is to slow down and take things at a more deliberate pace, all right, while it's going in this backwards motion. In our fast-paced world, we're often rushed through life, and reflecting on our experiences, or just taking that downtime to reflect, sometimes can bring a light bulb moment, or gives you a bit more of a solid understanding of where you're going because you've been reflecting. Sometimes we're on this autopilot wheel. I did a recent video on my other platform where I coach around mind, body, and soul, and if you're interested, let me know in the comments and I can link some of the videos I do. I did about, are you running on autopilot mode? And a lot of times we are. So it gives us that time to kind of reflect. Now, at the same time, because I like to be a realist, Mercury retrograde is supporting that, but the real world might not be supporting that. We've still got our jobs, etc. But that's where, if we're going for something, it might be delayed. That's where we can reflect, if you understand. I'm not saying that the whole world stops during Mercury retrograde and suddenly we've got all this time on our hands. Not at all. So we take, impulsive decisions without reflecting on what we're doing. We're on autopilot, and Mercury retrograde reminds us to pause, reflect, reevaluate goals, revisit, redo priorities and relationships. And that's why also you will find, if you're not getting told, that a lot of your tarot readings, even if the tarot reader is not making reference to Mercury retrograde, there's going to be a lot of past coming up, like exes coming up in the readings. And it could do, because that's what the energy supports. But also when you're tapping into energy with the energy stating that, that's what is going to come up in the tarot readings. And if it's something that irritates you, remember you've got a choice of closing the door fully or not, just not entertaining that, even if it does come to fruition. Avoid making big contractual decisions if you can. This is something that I'm very careful in saying, because when I was starting my journey, and at some stage I was actually looking for a role, this was many years ago, and I'd be learning about astrology and listening into tarot. Was just like continuously in the background, there was stuff going on so that I was learning. And while I was doing with the client, I had my own clients as well. Before I fully stepped into this many years later, because I had the gifts and I was told from early on, you can't be looking, I'll give you an example, you could be looking for a job and you hear someone say, don't sign a contract, okay? So then you don't sign a contract and Mercury retrograde's over, you've lost a job opportunity. And if you do sign a contract, then you're in anxiety, okay, this is not going to work out because it's Mercury retrograde and I'm getting told this on, tarot readings or astrology readings. And so it's really about, I wouldn't say lose an opportunity, but if you can delay something to post this stage, yes. Don't lose something out that is crucial for you, just look at it seriously. Whether it's aligned with you, whether it's really something, if there's a fine print you really need to look into. So yeah, use your discernment. I'm not saying go for it. I'm not saying don't go for it. But I just want to be real about that, because I feel that that message is not always given within, readings or spiritual coaching or astrology. And obviously you use your discernment on who you find credible and trust in. It really requires us to slow it down and also pay attention to our inner voice, which could be, you could feel it quiet. When you slow down, you start to hear it a bit better. How to work with this energy would be best to review, reflect on your goals and priorities. Use the time to revisit those. You might find you've got new insights and renewed sense of purpose. Like if something is delayed, let's say you've had interviews and suddenly during Mercury retrograde, the job offer's not coming through. That is a time to reflect on maybe how the stages have gone. Do I really want this? What have I learned from my past experience in terms of whatever decision I'm waiting on or communication to come in? It's also a time to revisit past relationships, and that's why they come up. And connections. You may find that reconnecting with someone from your past can lead to new opportunities and insights as well. And be patient. Avoid making impulsive decisions. Use your discernment. That's what is really important. It can be a time, like I said, of delays and setbacks. And remember, slow and steady wins the race in this one. Take your time and trust the process. So That's really in terms of the what Mercury retrograde is about. Now, overall channeled energy for you, if you are, let's do some timestamps here. Now, before we go into the separate, I want to say, please do check your individual readings, your elemental readings, the different themes. So we've got navigating the rest of 2023, a holistic view individual for your individual readings. We've got elementals, what's check-in readings. We've got your sign check-in readings. We've also got the elemental inner spiritual guidance themes for the week. We've got the Astro Weekly that tells you about the energies and the moon movements and what you can be feeling, what you might not be feeling. And also themes you may feel within your sign, depending on your top placements or what sign is dominant during that theme of the week for you to look into. So there's always readings going up every couple of days that are going to be relevant to your top signs. Do check them out. There's a lot of content that is not actually seen. A lot of what I do is also timeless because it's energy where, you know, I put the intention out there. I might say this is your April monthly, for example. It doesn't mean it's expired now. It's still there and I would revisit it, as well as the energy healing spiritual theme. If it's on a weekly basis, but you feel called to revisit it, do revisit it, because sometimes there's messages that you don't hear when, you know, sometimes you listen to something, you're not absorbing it because it's like the fresh new message you want to listen to. Oh, Earth Element has just been released, I'm going to listen to it, but you've got so much information in your mind already, you're not absorbing it. So you might come back and revisit it. Nothing expires on the channel, basically. And so we're going to tap into what themes you can expect and what hopefully are the good stuff for your signs. And but do like, comment and subscribe. Help the channel grow. I know sometimes when you see a channel that doesn't have many followers, that's just started. The key is that it's just started, you know, so it's not about, and really who you connect with. This is something that I discuss on another channel platform of mine where I do the mind, body and soul, mainly around the mind and body, because this is the soul aspect. It's really about connecting with a coach, a mentor who speaks to you and who you find credible, because there can be different people out there, and it doesn't mean if they've got a lot of followers that you're kind of like, okay, these have got a lot of followers but I'm not resonating. And sometimes you'll resonate and sometimes you won't. But if you are resonating and you are feeling the connection, or your readings are, then please do subscribe to support the channel. Give what you are resonating with a like or a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And also let me know how Mercury retrograde treats you. I'm going to also let you guys know, anyone who does a comment. So let's start off with Cancer, Capricorn, Aries and Libra. And this is going to be, we're going to see the themes, and I'm going to pull some tarot cards to see what else comes through. So it's going to be astrologic with energy, and then some tarot cards to see what comes through for you. So let's dive in for Cancer, Capricorn, Aries and Libra. So for you guys, I've really felt that you've been in your emotions, or there's been an emotional situation around you, or will be around you during Mercury retrograde. But the thing that I'm getting with that is that you are overcoming the emotional situation. This is Capricorn, Cancer, Capricorn, Aries and Libra, okay, cardinal signs. And you're starting to feel good again. You're going to have good luck on your side, and support from genuine people is going to show up during this time. And what I would say is be open to some of that energy, because it will help you. And like I said, the key word was good people. Again, use your discernment, but that is what is coming through. let's see what the tarot says in terms of other themes for you. Star, 5 of Wands, Star card, 5 of Wands, 3 of Cups, 10 of Swords. This is really telling me about what I was just saying about overcoming an emotional situation. Being open to the good energy and people that are coming in to help you overcome what this may have been. Okay. And with the Star card, it's really about being more balanced and feeling good again, you know, not having this sort of in your emotional state. This is the genuine people that I was saying that are showing up for you with this newfound energy, right? So let's get some more cards, because that just confirmed what I was saying. We've got the Page of Swords, which is interesting because Page of Swords can be communication coming in for you, and that is often slowed down during Mercury retrograde. 8 of Wands is you really advancing, attaining something, really being resilient and working hard, but there's a breakthrough. It's mastering your skills, you know, so you could be going from a bit more of a page into someone who's really mastering, perfecting the skills. On this note, I also feel that this is around your business or your job or your branding. So it can be across all stuff. Page of Wands, you might get creative ideas, you know, of finding maybe a new way of, Page of Wands and Judgment, a new way of creating income. You are having better judgment in terms of using your budget and savings wisely. I also think that with these cards, the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the 8 of Wands, and the Judgment card, you're probably utilizing your resources that you've been overlooking, whether it's people, whether it's money, whatever it is. And you're going to be gaining more knowledge during this time. The King of Wands comes up for us, which is really great. It also tells me that you're going to have that feel-good energy that I was telling you. There is definitely a thing of mastery here. And there is a thing of having better judgment on the good energy that's coming in for you. Some of you have had a bit of a Tower moment, all right? And when this Tower moment comes up, it's actually to shed some of what you've needed to release and let go of. I don't think it's something that's going to be very unexpected for you at all. I think it's what you've needed to let go of, so that you can welcome the new way of creating income, the new way of budgeting, finding that stability of income, maybe mastering your skills, like I said, around your business, around your job, which leads to more stability. Maybe you move into another job. There's utilization of new resources coming in for you. And like I said, there's also new people coming in for you. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, and then you've got the King of Pentacles as well. So there is, through this of what I've just said, there is a lot, like I said, about your resources, and focusing on that. And that's really going to be a solid foundation, and you're going to feel in good energy. We've got Capricorn energy here. We do have fire sign energy, and we've got Aquarius energy as well, and we have a bit of Libra, but there's quite a lot of fire, which is great because it tells me you're getting back into an energy of actually taking action. So that's what our quick message is for Cancer, Capricorn, Libra and Aries. Do give this a like if you're going to claim, and let's go on to I think Gemini, Virgo, mutable. Gemini, Virgo, Sag, Pisces placements. Now, if you have placements in other signs, do look at that, because there are many messages, but they're going to help you kind of no areas of life that are going to be probably active, and some of it I feel is like actually good stuff that's coming to you, you know. So it's worth checking out your other signs as well. Let's do a shuffle for you. But the main energy I was getting for you guys was around a quite positive. So Gemini and Sag and Virgo. It's going to be positive for you, and I feel there's a growth around your finances. Now, this could be aided because of the solar eclipse, a change, and you're being shown a way forward, and you're going to be feeling confident about what you want. You know what you want. If you've been a bit indecisive, you're going to feel confident about what you want, not need. Success is coming in some area of your life. So it could be love, it could be finance, it could be anything, it could be a couple of areas. So that's what I'm really getting for you, mutable signs. Let's pull some tarot and see what comes out for you in terms of extra messages tarot-wise for you. I do feel like you're going to be focusing on your health a little bit more as well. Or if you don't, I think you need to just focus and listen to yourself and your body a little bit more in terms of what it needs. Stop. Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Justice. Libra card, fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo and Aquarius. And you've got the Two of Wands. So some of you could be making travel plans here. There could be a new vehicle, fixing a vehicle. I'm really feeling that. There is a closing of a cycle for you around something that's bringing you justice. Okay. And I'm thinking, with these two cards and the Wheel of Fortune, that's the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. I think some of you might be looking at creating a better daily routine, or a daily routine that you enjoy and you tap in a bit more. You could be looking at more intentional subjects that take your interest. Some of you are in a space, interestingly, I feel it's your energy now, of being anxious, being in your head, sleepless nights. That could be something that you put to end. It looks like it, because you're going to come into feeling a bit more in your divine feminine energy, where you need to release a little bit of control so that this can ease and you go into the Empress energy. With that also, I'm feeling not only will some of you be looking like you have this new glow to you, some of you could actually be very fertile during this time, and some of you might be pregnant, looking to get pregnant, and that could come through, especially with the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. Okay, it's very nurturing and it's like a new cycle. You could also be, and the Page of Cups has come up as well, so there's a delivery of some sort of love, which can be around, you know, the pregnancy. Looking deeper, I think, into some topics that interest you, that could be around esoteric subjects, but you're going to be a bit more intentional with your time, and there's going to probably be something that really takes your attention that you want to, it's like a subject, you know, when a subject takes your attention, then you become fully focused on that subject. I'm not saying you're going to make it your life purpose, but something triggers your interest or you're focused in it, whether it's esoteric subjects, what it could be to do with history of laws. I'm getting that for some reason, but you're going to be more intentional with your time and energy. And the Moon card says to me that there's something you're not seeing, but as well is that there are going to be signs and symbols for you. I also feel that some of you could be in your emotions up and down during this time, which is going to be normal, all right? And I think here with the Hermit, the Moon, the Empress, the Hermit I've just pulled out, you are going to be focusing on your health more. One of those things I said is a daily routine that you might recreate or do. And I do think that a little bit of focus on your health is going to be coming through for you. So now let's move on to fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. So I hope you're well, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus. Let's see what we have for you. I'm really getting something about a healing energy, you know. Whether it's because Mercury retrograde makes us slow down, maybe that gives you the time to actually focus on your healing. And self-love is what I'm getting. I think some of you are going to be healing for you, and your intuition is going to be on point, all right? I feel strongly, Scorpio, you're going to be feeling like you're elevating in terms of your intuition, okay? And for those of you dealing with a recent betrayal or a disagreement, I think it's stronger than a betrayal, something that has really hurt you. There's lots of growth taking place from this. Whatever difficult experience you've gone through, I think there's a lot of growth that's taken place from it. And with Mercury retrograde, that's going to probably support your healing to slow down and see that more clearly, as opposed to seeing it from maybe being upset that it's happened to you. And your self-love is going to be key, and it's going to be deepening. So that is really beautiful for you. What I think we should do now is, that's the energy. Let's pull some tarot cards for Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. The Sun card. So there is a healing energy with the Sun card. It's an ultimate card where you're going to be gaining more confidence and realizing how much you actually bring to the table. You're closing out a cycle. You're finishing old projects. You're finishing old chapters. You're revamping old ideas. And then you're ready to close them, okay? I do feel with the Wheel of Fortune, you're closing out a cycle of this betrayal, or what's really hurt you, and the hurt it's caused you, and you're going to start to see your intuition and your growth, what lessons you've learned from them. So you're going to have a bit more of a different perspective. Not that you're accepting what's happened, but you see not why it's happened, because it's not justified, but a lesson there for you that's for your ultimate growth. We've got also death, so that's where that comes to an end. Clearly, some of you are closing out a cycle that needed to end. I think it's around this area of where you face some difficulty or betrayal, and now you're going to be focusing on the new cycle of the new you. Celebration, celebrity. There's a union here. There's possibly celebrating with family members. There's feeling stable. Some of you could be closing out an old relationship. I don't know why I'm getting divorced, but some of you could then be moving into something new that's going to be very stable for you. But I think there's going to be, oh look, so there is partnership coming in for you. And this could be people that are more aligned for you as well. I think you've got more of a confidence, and like I said, you're realizing what you bring to the table. But there is going to be a lot of signs, symbols from your angels, your past loved ones, repeating messages, dreams. If you've not seen the angel numbers, messages, past loved ones, key themes, sort of signs they send you, check that. It's in the timeless readings, timeless themes playlist. It will help you understand what each of the numbers means, what your past loved ones can give you signs. You can then dedicate a sign and then say, this is the sign I'm going to look for this guidance, for example. But I do think there's going to be prophetic, symbolic dreams, repeating messages for you. I said about your intuition in terms of energy, and I do think that's coming through for you. With the Hermit, though, I also believe, and I'll go on to the Ace of Pentacles in a minute, I also believe with the Hermit and the Sun card, it's really saying, and the Death card actually, and the Wheel of Fortune, is that you're now taking more time to rest, to reflect on your personal life, but not only reflect on your personal life, take that time out for self-care, recognize yourself, give yourself that self-care it needs. And ultimately, I believe then you're going to have a breakthrough in terms of abundance. Okay, there's going to be there could be a change in direction in terms of your wealth for the better. And this could be an inspired project, you know, where we're finishing old projects, revamping ideas. That could be the breakthrough around that. Let's take you another card. 10 of Pentacles, definitely, with the 4 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. So there is stability coming in for you, and I think that's after you do your self-reflection. The Queen of Cups came out. Self-reflection and your personal healing and personal self-love. So I think that's beautiful for you. Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius and Leo. So if you did like this and it resonated, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and I shall see you in your next readings. Bye for now.